explain to you about the challenges in capital expenditure decision on the synergistic effect and environmental effect. First of all, let me explain on what is capital expenditure is all about. Capital expenditure or CapEx is the fund that a company used to buy, upgrade and sustain their long-term assets such as land and buildings. CapEx also improve the value of the company through the expansion of the business by significantly enhancing the capacity and capabilities of the long-term asset. There are few challenges in the decision-making of capital expenditure, and one of it is synergistic effect. Synergy is the combination of two entities who want to achieve the economic gain and when either one of them is unable to achieve it on its own. In a business, synergistic effect can be achieved through merger or acquisition of other companies, having a joint venture, adding new products or service, or by starting a new complementary or related business. There are three reasons on why synergistic become a challenges in CapEx decision. The first one is lack of understanding regarding the contract. Manipulation of the contract might occur since one of them is trying to take an advantage in the contract for their own benefits. Actually, both companies should have an equal power or agreed percentage of power in the contract. But since one of them abused the power by manipulating the contract, the other party will lose its powers in managing the merger company. Next, mislead value for the merger. The merger might look good in paper, but practically they may not generate any value or income after closure deals. Fake financial reports might be used in order for them to attract other companies to merge with them. They will present the figures that have been adjusted and will be a favor to their company. The third reason is trend. Many of the companies are going through this synergy to expand their business. However, some of them do not complement each other, but they simply want to proceed with the synergy just because they want to follow the trend in order for them to attract new customers. Their product might be a flop since they fail to produce a product or service that will give them a positive feedback from the customer. For example, the collaboration between Tea Life and Maggi, which produced the spicy mee boba. The collaboration seems unique, but the product has received a lot of negative feedback from the customer since the taste of product is unacceptable by them. Synergistic effect will also bring a benefits to the company. The benefits of synergistic effect can be categorized in three perspectives, which are on the operating economics, financial synergy, and other synergistic benefits. For the operating economics perspective, in this category, the elimination of inefficiency can be done. This can be seen in the merger or acquisition. The company might have the same roles or position from each department since they are from two different organizations. So, when they decide to merge or acquisition the company, they should choose the most efficient staff to retain in their business in order to eliminate the redundant roles, and they can lower the cost while increasing their efficiency. The company also can gain the economies of scale. By expanding their business, they can control their costs by producing more units of goods. As a result of synergy, their sales might increase, thus they can purchase the raw material at the lower price since they will make a purchase in bulk to support the increasing of production. More units of goods will be produced at lower cost. As their production cost is being reduced and the production quantity is increasing, the company will have a better chance to expand their business in the market. The company also will have a lower production cost. Through merger and acquisition, the cost of production will be lower as they may get a new supplier that will supply the raw material at lower price as they are making a bulk purchase. The benefits also can be viewed on the financial synergy perspective. In this category, synergistic effect, it will benefit the company in terms of their sales and debt management. The company will have the increasing of sales since each of the company already have their own loyal customer. The sales of the company after the merger will increase. This is because most of their customers will support them with their new business as they are familiar with the individual company and they believe that merger of the company will produce a good quality or even better quality of product. Next, the company will have a better debt management. Through merger or acquisition, they will have a wider connection as the individual company has their own preferred supplier or creditor. So, both companies will choose the best one, which is the one that is easy to deal with and give a good offering. They also can choose creditors that offer a better credit term compared to their previous one.
Next, I'm going to continue on the third benefit, which is other synergistic benefit. This can be seen in the research and development synergy. It occurs when existing R&D facilities can be used for development of new production. Thus, they don't have to develop new facilities for the purpose of manufacturing new products, since they can use the existing expertise and team of related companies. This can also lead to cost reduction as they already have the resources needed for the R&D purposes. Moving on to the impacts of synergistic effect towards business. The first one is market power. When companies decide to go for a horizontal combination, it means that they are offering the same products or services under a single ownership. Thus, it enables them to dominate a market. This can be achieved since both companies already have their own loyal customers, and it will strengthen the company's position in the market while minimizing the threats of competition. The second impact is surplus cash. This refers to the acquisition of a company. When a company gains control over another company, it will become the parent company, and any profit gained from the subsidiary will contribute to the holding company's returns, depending on the percentage it holds in the subsidiary company. The third impact is customer satisfaction. When two companies combine, they can provide a better service for their customers, as they share the technology advancement and expertise. This will result in the increase in the customer satisfaction, and at the same time, it will also help to boost up their sales as their customers will continuously buy their products or services. The fourth one is speed. When a company is acquired by another company that has more power in the market, it will help them in terms of their business growth. The parent company can give them advice and help them through the process of business expansion. In addition, it will help them in terms of exposure with the help of the parent company. This will lead to rapid growth instead of the organic growth, in which they need to increase their output and also enhance their marketing strategy. Synergistic becomes a challenge in capital expenditure decision because not all synergy is proven successful. This can be seen in the failure of joint venture of Sony Ericsson. Sony Corporation is a Japanese electronics company, and it is one of the world's leading manufacturers of consumer electrical goods. It is a leading manufacturer of audio, video, games, communications, and information technology products for the consumer and professional markets. Meanwhile, Ericsson, or its full name LM Ericsson, is a Swedish telecommunication manufacturer. Back then, it was the world's third largest mobile phone producer. It provides innovative solutions in shaping the future of mobile phone and also broadband internet communication through its technology leadership. They started their joint venture on 1st October 2001. Their goal is to be the world's leading position in mobile phones industry by being the most innovative and attractive global brand in that industry. This joint venture combined the Sony's consumer electronic expertise with the Ericsson's technological leadership. However, their joint venture was not successful due to these reasons. The first reason is misrepresentation of products in the market. They failed to provide products that satisfy their customers and lead them to switch to other competitive brands. This was because their research and development was slower compared to the other mobile phone manufacturers, and this has resulted in their failure to provide advanced mobile phones as early as their competitors. The second reason is due to the problems with supply chain management. Ericsson outsourced its mobile phone manufacturing to Singapore inefficiently, and this contributed to the delay of shipping of phones. Their CEO tried to address this problem by putting more control in the management of the supply chain and manufacturing, but there wasn't much improvement in the results. The third reason is because they invested without a proper market research. Sony Ericsson invested a lot without knowing the current market condition. They keep on producing expensive mobile phones when in fact the prices of mobile phones was at the declining stage in 2003. The fourth reason is the lack of commitment. The joint venture had already failed to achieve their targeted profits, and both of the CEOs already had the intention to end the joint venture if they failed to achieve their targeted returns. In addition, Sony and Ericsson had different goals back then, where Sony aimed for market share in the mobile phone manufacturing industry, while Ericsson wanted to regain their industry reputation again.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Next, I will continue on the next issue, which is environmental effects. Environmental effects is due to the rapid economic growth that results in the rapid reduction of natural resources and also increases pollution in production. They will make the negative side effects of economic growth over time to become worse. How and why did environmental effects become a challenge in capital expenditure decision? There are three reasons to answer it. The first one is lack of awareness. This issue arises because the company lacks awareness and does not have the sense of responsibility to take care of the environment. They also do not care about the public's well-being who depend on the natural resources in their daily life. They keep on dumping waste, and this affects the public's health and basic needs such as water supply that have been contaminated and cause the public to fall sick. The next reason is the company refused to incur additional costs. Environmental issues are also caused by irresponsible companies that refuse to manage their waste according to the rules and regulations. They do not want to incur additional costs in managing their waste properly because it involves a lot of procedures and it is complicated for them. It is also a time-consuming process. They refuse to incur costs because they are eager to maximize their profit without minding the public's right. For example, when a company wants to renovate its building, they need to take into consideration the environment of the area where they will need to incur time and cost in evaluating and receiving permit to continue with the renovation. This is because the renovation may cause pollution to the environment or destruction of trees. Due to the reason, some companies are reluctant to incur capital expenditure in expanding their business. The last reason is deforestation. Companies that involve in timber industry may lead to uncontrollable deforestation as they need the raw material to cater to their demands. Deforestation is also caused by excessive construction of new housing areas by developers who seek to increase their revenue. They keep on developing new houses without replanting them, which will lead to other natural disasters. For example, a company that wants to acquire a new building that is under construction will lead to deforestation that will cause damage to natural habitats and soil erosion. The company may or may not continue the construction as they will need permission from the authority to explore the land, which is uncertain and also timely.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We will proceed with the benefits of good environmental management. The first benefit is to reduce the environmental issue will reduce the amount of waste and the consumption of resources. By taking care of the environment, the organization will only need to allocate resources to manage the waste. However, if they do the opposite, they need to allocate additional resources to man the issue. They can reduce the needs of additional human resources and it will lead to the cost saving, which means if the company causes the pollution, they must provide workers or expertise to overcome the issue. Thus, the cost will increase in terms of cost of wages, equipment, or many more, and it will be vice versa. Okay, the next benefits is reduce the authorities and government intervention. If the organization follow the regulatory requirements, the probability of being fined or sued can be minimized. Furthermore, the company can avoid shutting down its operation because the government and the authorities has right to order those who do not comply with the rules and regulations to shut down its operation. Thus, they would not have to incur additional costs and lessen the company unnecessary expenditures like compensation to the employees. Move on to the third benefits, which is improve public perception and create competitive advantage. It means that when the customer are satisfied with the performance of organization that implements environmental awareness, it can help to improve the company's image and they will receive positive perception from the public. Thus, it will create competitive advantage in the market. Certain customers that support and interested in the environmentally friendly product will be more attracted to the companies that provide those product and services. The impact of implementation of environmental effect. First one is allocate the additional budget. The company that comply with the environmental regulation will need to include the additional cost in their financial budgeting. For instance, installing filter to a special machine that can filter out the chemical or the foreign substances. Although they need to incur more costs, the company should not see it as a loss because it can maintain the output and later improve the reputation of the company in the long run. The second one is allocate additional time and resources at the early stage. The company need to commit extra time to plan by using WH questions to manage the waste. They also need to segregate the duties to the team that will be responsible for the plan from the start until its implementation. By hiring expertise, they can develop the proper plan for them to know how to handle certain type of waste according to their nature. When the proper waste management is implemented, it is possible for them to prevent and overcome major issues as they already have proper procedures. To look more clearly on the environmental effect, we can refer to recent case of Sungai Kinkim Johor. The issue arising due to the ignorance of taking care of the environment can be seen from the case of chemical pollution of Sungai Kinkim in March 2019. The pollution started because the illegal chemical waste dumping at the river which released toxic fumes and affecting 6,000 people of Pasir Gudang, Johor. The chemical was dumped by the lorry and was wasn't during the process of cleaning up the chemical, as in the initial investigations found that the cleaning contractor assigned did not do a true job in clearing the hazardous materials. This showed that the company lack of knowledge, skill and planning in managing the chemical waste properly, as mentioned in the news, that they were accused of failing to conduct air quality monitoring and failing to notify the authorities about the production of a scheduled waste. This causes the pollution become more serious in the second phase and has affected the life of people of Pasir Gudang. It also showed that we have a weak enforcement and environmental law that's strictly implemented without any discrimination, as the pollution issue has been risen throughout the year. Another effect is the Johor government had to incur about 6.4 million to clean up the polluted river. It also affected the company as they have been charged for a fine and jail.
I will explain on the example of company that take care of the environment while operating its business, which is Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries Group is one of the world's largest carpet manufacturers that is headquartered in Dalton, Georgia. Their other products are wood flooring, resilient flooring, laminate, tile and stone. Shaw Industries apply a framework that focuses on material health and the ingredients that go into their products as part of their corporate responsibility. It can be seen in their products that contain no plasticizers, chlorine, or PVC, which is harmful to the environment. Besides, the flooring made are from 40% recycled content that can be recycled into new PET resilient flooring at the end of its life. It means that instead of throwing it away, the customers can send their used carpet to the store nearby and recycle it. This will not only save the environment, but the company can have a closer seller and buyer relationship. In addition, Shaw Industries operates to reduce energy and greenhouse gas impact in its production. They achieve carbon neutrality in its commercial carpet manufacturing and begin operating a combined heat and power plant, which reduced the plant's annual greenhouse gas emissions. Shaw Industries' action had led them to reduce the costs related with the disposal of dangerous chemicals and other waste products. At the same time, they are also rewarded with various awards that increase the company's value and reputation. And that is all from our group. Thank you.